the session 1B for the first day of Finvision Odisha. For this session, we will have with us Mr. Suresh Chandra Sarangi, former GM Bank of India. Mr. Suresh Chandra Sarangi started his career as a lecturer in political science. Then he shifted to banking and spent more than 3 decades as a successful banker. In his banking career spanning 35 years, he was zonal manager of Bank of India, Odisha, and opened 50 branches, 135 ATMs, and made 250% business growth, helping the entrepreneurs in industry, business, and shrimp trade. On his promotion as a general manager, he was posted in Bank of India's head office, Mumbai, and was in charge of credit monitoring, asset recovery, and law departments. Consequent upon his superannuation in October 2017, Sri Sarangi became the chairman of interview committee on behalf of IBPS for the state of Odisha for recruitment of bank officers. He was a honorary professor of finance at the KIT School of Management, Bhubaneswar. Sri Sarangi is also working as a conciliator appointed by National Stock Exchange for online grievances redressal mechanism between investors and brokers, CDSL, NSDL, etc., under the aegis of SEBI. Sri Sarangi is a columnist, having contributed more than 200 articles in various English dailies published from Odisha and outside. He is also a motivational speaker. It is truly an honor to have you with us, sir.
Good afternoon to all of you. Lunch was already late, and after lunch session, we have been told in attending centers is very difficult indeed. Friends, almost all speakers before me have talked on different aspects of financing through different channels and different products. But I would first say that let us make an environment review. What is the real environment so far as India's macroeconomy is concerned and the Odisha economy is concerned? So far India is concerned, the growth last quarter was 7.8%. Fastest growing economy in the entire world. Second, the repo rate has been consistently reduced, though this time it was maintained. RBI with the basic minimum rate on which banks fix their rate, that is 5.5. The CPI inflation, which was 2.707%, one of the lowest in some 10 quarters or 15 quarters, has come down to 1.49 in last month, during last month. So that is again such a beautiful thing for the entrepreneurs who are present here. Third, we know that Government of India came in 2014 with a scheme named as Make in India. And Make in India had emphasized on the manufacturing sector with single window concept. And the flow process was so nice that lot of dreams was realized through that. Not only single window, it had given emphasis on 3 things. One was investment, whether it is investment from India or across the world, foreign direct investment. Second was the infrastructure. You know, PM Gati Shakti was launched and all that, how infrastructure has gone ahead. And it is India's national infrastructure under the Minister Nitin Gadkari, the roads has gone up like anything. Ports have been improved, and recently there are proposals, they are showing my previous speaker, 14 ports will be there in Odisha, and throughout India there will be so many ports, airports and all that. And third is innovation through startup. The innovation only can help us. You think in terms of Mr. Narayana Murthy. He borrowed 10,000 rupees from his wife and created such a highest private behemoth, that is Infosys. So, this is the age of innovation. If we innovate something, I was just reading somebody who was an IIT graduate, had gone to outside and come back, decided to process in Kerala the jackfruit, panasa. And he processed it and created the powder. And the powder was packaged beautifully, sold, because the jackfruit reduces your blood glucose. And that innovation has caught the imagination of entire India. And that is how innovations are created. So, we do have a lot of things in Odisha which we will discuss so far innovation is concerned. Let us come to Odisha economy. And I would request all of you who are budding entrepreneurs, because India lives in our youth when our median age is only 29.5 years. If we believe in that, then we should go by one public document which government of Odisha has published. What is that document? Vision document for 2036. It will be 100 years of Odisha being a special state. For that celebration, to make a turnaround so that Odisha economy attains the status of $500 billion by that time, a vision document of 604 pages have been created. If you want to be an entrepreneur, if you want to continue in industry and commerce, if you want to be in services, you have to read that document. So vivid, so beautiful a document which will guide you. It's a pathfinder for all of you. What is the aim for India? The aim for India is 2047, when we will have our Amrit Kal, and during that Amrit Kal, we propose to have an economy to the tune of a size of 30 trillion to 40 trillion. And what would be Odisha? It will be 1.5 trillion. Total Indian economy today is only 4.2 trillion. Still, we are the fourth largest economy in the world. Despite what megalomaniac Trump says, we must realize that India has achieved whatever no other country has achieved so far. Have you seen the IPO that is coming? Booming IPOs. The IPOs have been subscribed to the extent of 72%, 72 times, 54 times. LG Electronics became 54 times. So that is the scope and potential, macro scope and potential available in India. So there is a total transformation of Indian economy. And please realize that our emphasis was on services sector. But now, as India will be a manufacturing hub, at least 30% of the economy it should generate from the industrial sector. In Odisha, agriculture will come back to 15%, but industry has to grow for more than 36%. That is the type of economy we are going, and economy is self-generating, and as it is generating, all these activities will be there, whether it is a port, need transport, you need everything around that. Odisha has beautiful things. First of all, I should say that Odisha aims to have $28,000 US, $2,800 US by 2036. That is not a small thing. Odisha has developed one thing known as Cruci 360. You get all information if you want to be an entrepreneur and go ahead from Cruci 367. It is a digitally mapped to monitor 100% proposals, subsidies, and extension and other things. Today, the importance is on energy and alternative sources of energy, renewable sources of energy. And they have a dream to make 100% solar module panels. If the entrepreneur could plug that, they will also become the millionaires after next 10 years. Let us move to certain things. What are available in Odisha? Rice, the mainstay of Odisha's agriculture. Shrimp cultivation. I know when I was the Assistant General Manager in Bhubaneswar branch of Bank of India, the turnover at that time, I am speaking some 15 years before, 200 crores. Now there is a problem because of Trump's imposition of those 50%, but USA, France, London, Tokyo, everywhere, and we know that we have 575 kilometers of the coastal line, and shrimps are available like anything. There is, because of a Trump's problem, there is something, but there is scope for that also. Then spices. If Bali Jatra is coming, we think of Bali Jatra, there is opportunity for spices. Coffee, Koraput coffee is being sold in America, and those coffee packaging, coffee producing will go there. Then cashew nut, Odisha's cashew nut, 1 kg, you know what is the cost and how beautiful those cashew products are available in Odisha. Tea, and tea also in that area of Koraput and Kalahandi. Then coconut, onions, groundnuts, all those things are there, agricultural products from which we can do. And we have a strong blue economy. And from the sea, we can extract maximum, as well as the tourism industry which can flourish. The government of Odisha has declared that tourism industry will be built across that. So, from this, if we look into the factor, what are the, first was the channel, second was the product, third was certain financial matter, which I will speak to in course of my talk. First of all is RBI, the apex organization which forms all regulation. Then the banks were converting your dreams, and there is a saturation of branches in Odisha's public sector and private sector. See, Government of India envisages that the public-private sector participation will be to the tune of 1:2. Government will be contributing 33% and 67% will be contributed by the private sector. There is so much of potential in the private sector. We'll go, then we can go to SIDBI. Last class manager was saying, madam was saying, CDB is the organization to change your dreams. CDB provides technological upgradation fund, equity fund, and there are so many other funds and assistance from SIDBI, Small Industries Development Bank of India. And if we can tap that, then sky is the limit. Then banks, you know also other alternative sources of financing like, say, commercial paper. There also, any of the senior bankers, but in Odisha we can never dream of the large corporate. We can only think of small and medium industries and or micro and small medium industries. Large corporate we cannot go. IPO is a source. Today, so much of money is being brought from the public of India through the process of IPO, which I have said. So there are other institutions like district industry center in the district, which formulates the plan, take the training. The best thing that has happened to India is skilling India. And the skill India, Mr. Bakchi has beautifully brought up those people. They are skilling India for the future. We may be big engineer, but we do not know small how to plug a switch if there is a power cut. So that is skill India. Then we do have NBFCs. We do have development financial institution, DFI, like NABARD, like SIDBI. All those organizations are financing term loan. The term loan can continue from more than 3 years to 30 years. So for that project, NABARD is preparing project, area-based specific projects, and from that projects we can also learn a lot of things. These are the banks and district industry sector which gifted. SIDCO is also an organization, small industry development corporation. Odia is the chairman of SIDCO, and what he does, he prepares project. SIDCO helps for so far as your margin money is required, your training is darkar, your skilling is darkar, skilling is required. So for all those things, the organization comes forward. So there are so many organizations, apex level as well as ground level. I am not speaking of Odisha State Financial Corporation. There was a dream that there will be 1,000 industry in 1,000 days. And this dream was a pre-timely. And Odisha Financial Corporation today is a defunct organization, and it could not realize people spoiled the money. But that also can play to help you for your long-term lending. So far as bank finance are concerned, because we have to squeeze our time, already we are delayed, bank finance are concerned, that is demand loan which is paid within a period of 36 months. And once there is a demand, you have to pay it. Payment by installment, or if you have working capital finance in the form of cash credit. Then you have up to 5 crore, that is a turnover method, you must know. If you are going to have an advance of 5 crore, they will not take you through the maximum permissible bank finance, but to turnover method. And that was a Naik committee report which speaks that if your requirement is 5 crore, then your turnover should be 25 crore, and 5% of that turnover will be your margin. That means 20 crore will be finance. 1/5 of whatever your turnover. If it is 100 crore, then your it will be 20 crore. But maximum finance is 5 crore under this turnover method. You don't need any balance sheet analysis. You need not have to pay money to the chartered account to prepare all those things. There are other things which needs to be also seen in course of financing. There are very cardinal principles of finance. There are financing, when it is done, you have to see the debt equity ratio. If it is a micro, small enterprises and small scale industry or medium enterprises also, sometimes it is 1:3, but it can be extended up to 1:4. That means your capital and your loan component should be in ratio of 1:3 or 1:4. If it is medium industry, it has to be 1:3. And if it is large industry, it has to be 1:2. Debt equity ratio is the most important thing from the balance sheet when you make the ratio analysis to know whether this particular thing is financially feasible. So let us go to next, like the profitability ratio. Gross profits by sales or net profit by sales. If it is positive, then only bank is going to finance. Otherwise, they are not going to create a bad debt, as Manu Bhuya was telling you in the previous class. So that is there. Similarly, if you are having a term loan, they will see two things. One is DSCR, debt service coverage ratio. One is ISCR, interest coverage ratio. But when you find out from the balance sheet that this coverage ratio, debt service coverage, you take a truck or a series of truck, then it should be 1:5. If it is interest coverage, whether you are able to, so far as the NPA is concerned, when you are able to serve your principal, interest and or interest, then it doesn't become NPA. This can be done through working capital, can be done through different methods. Cash credit is there, that is, and again pre-sales and after sales. What is pre-sales? Before finally it is produced, it is pre-sale, and after the production is done, that is against book debts, not against stock. That is against your book debts. You can send to any of your customer and get back those money. But till then, through bill purchase and bill negotiated, you can get that funds immediately. And also bill discounted, where the particular date is known, they will calculate the interest, take away the interest, bank will take away the interest, and when it is realized, again it will go to that bill purchase, bill discounted account. Similar is for export credit. I have not told you that for export credit, that is Import-Export Bank of India, and that is a CC cover. And this government particularly has rationalized and liberalized the margin norms and the subsidy available, the rate of interest. These are collateral free advances. Collateral means you cannot have to give any mortgage. The principal security created, if it is an export finance, that remains the basic security upon which bank can, upon which the export-import bank can finance. So, and to support that type of finance, that is ECGC, Export Credit Bank, Credit Guarantee. So, that ECGC also support your finance. So, these are the channels. Actually, friends, what has happened, see, Madam in the last class was speaking about CGTMSE. One of the borough came to me when I was here, and I was working in this office for 3 years for Odisha. So, he said, sir, that is CGTMSE cover, which has been extended up to 10 crore now, 5 crore, now 10 crore. Without collateral, you can go for 5 crore, 10 crore, so far as MSME is concerned. So, please finance me. I said, I will not finance you. The reason being, you are not telling what is your strength. We should have a SWOT analysis. What is my strength? What is my opportunity? What is my trades? All those things. But we are not discussing that. We are only seeking the CGTMSE cover is available. We will come to CGTMSE cover only when the proposal is techno-economically viable and feasible. If it is techno-economically viable and feasible, we are not looking into the back end and front end. And what is that? That if you are going to have some product, what is your supply chain management? You are going to do it. So what is your supply chain management? How you are going to procure the raw material? How you are going to procure the power? How you are going to have the infrastructure, other things that you have to do. And similarly, after production, how you are going to sell it, how you are going to market it. But having produced only is not the end of the road. You have to realize those proceeds, then only your unit will run, otherwise the unit will be defunct. So that is what is important, that forward integration and backward integration. And what is the infrastructure available also? You know, in Odisha, that is Industrial Development Corporation, IDCO, and IDCO has been laying power lines, preparing the roads and everything available. Through DIC if you apply, or Udyam under the MSME you apply, then you can go there and apply and have your, in Udyam you can register your unit and you will be given all benefits. So see how many institutions, the channels means how many institutions are integrated. And all those institutions are facilitating the flow of credit to the entrepreneurs. If you are aware of all those things, Mola ratio analysis, and when I spoke about what should debt equity ratio, DSCR, what should be current ratio, current asset by current liability. And your QRA committee says it must be 1.3, it is the best. No banker is going to stop you if you are having 1.33 current ratio. It can be extended up to 1.50, sometimes in some cases to 2, depending upon the longevity of the project. So, throughout the day we have seen another source is venture capital. Venture capital in Odisha perspective, I don't think venture capital is so much required. Because venture capital is, when it is you are going for a drone industry, high venture, high capital, and high profit or high loss. These are the type of industry. But there are venture capital funds, as Manavendra was saying, there are Odisha in 12 or something. But now they are saying that we will have 100% equity participation. You will not have equity. We will give your equity, and whatever profit comes, we will take commensurate profit out of that. So that is venture capital fund, and you can go for venture. You want to take high risk, high growth, high profit, and high loss. Such situations also. Similarly, there are private equity, and in private equity also, they are functioning. They are giving hundreds of millions of dollars, but we cannot do that. Private equity is really difficult to garner, and private equity gives the strictest of the terms. This is not required for a small industry, big industry. Small industry, this is only required for the big industries, the private equity. What is important at this stage is our idea should be on innovation. How can we innovate in new problems? Because this is the age of startup. The other day I had gone with my friend Manavendra Mishra was speaking about frugal innovation. The innovation, if there is no innovation, we cannot do anything. And innovation at all level. Food processing industry, how much of innovation can be done? Have you taken coconut ice cream? It is one of the best coconut ice cream. But we can do that in Odisha. Government of Odisha is thinking in terms of integrating Puri, Cuttack, Bhubaneswar and Paradip to make an integrated structure. You think in terms of Rourkela, how many rolling plants and the steel plants had come up there. I had gone there, visited there, I have seen. They failed only because of the mining scam. And Odisha is full of mining. The latest thrust is on, if you go to IPO class will be coming tomorrow, if you go to, like, you will see Hindustan Zinc, Hindustan Copper. These are the units, they are doing exceedingly well because copper is required for either mobiles, whatever the latest technology coming, everywhere copper is required. If we have some industry based on copper here, we can help also. Then zinc also the same thing. So opportunities galore, and we do have plenty of opportunities. Only thing is we have to utilize that. Friends, I think this class I was summarizing what my predecessor friends have said. Banks have tremendous capacity to finance you, provided your intention is proper, provided it is backed by RBI guidelines, provided it is as per the approved norms of concerned bank. You have ample opportunity. You can do steel rolling mill or any other thing. The latest fad is new and renewable energy, solar modules, other things. Odisha mein, that is Jatropha cultivation. And they are going to bring green hydrogen and all that from Jatropha. If you do not make the environmental review, you will not be able to know about what is happening outside the world. Otherwise, the reforms will go on, but it will go over our head, and we cannot receive anything out of it, we cannot implement it. We should know the regulatory procedure, and as I said, it is an exciting time. Never before in history of India such an opportunity has come. We are going within next 5 years to become the third largest economy after USA. But what economy USA is when it has 30 trillion of GDP and 37 trillion of debt. Our economy in that form beautiful. We don't have that much of debt. Why they are afraid of China? When China withdraw, their bond market will go down. Through bonds also, you can get your finances to improve your standard. Only thing you should have a positive approach and you channelize all those things for the betterment of Odisha. I have to conclude my speech with 2 stories. Channels are available, products are available, financial I have given certain idea, but I would just to end 2 stories. This story was borrowed by Gorbachev, who wrote Perestroika. If you want to write a Perestroika, being an entrepreneur who can try to change the world, see there are 3 persons who are digging the stone. And when they were digging the stone, the king came and said, or somebody came and said, what you are doing? The first person said, don't you have eyes? I am digging a stone and still then you are asking me what you are doing. You went to the second person, what you are doing? I am digging, I am earning my livelihood. So. First man is negative, second man is so. And when you go to third person, he said, what are you doing? I am digging this big piece of stone which is going to be the foundation stone of a great temple. Imagine the dream. Imagine the commitment. Imagine the enthusiasm. If you become the third person, then you can also realize your dreams. The same story Achyuta Samasa was telling in a different form. He said, there are 2 stones, and people said that in the temple we should have a new statue of God or goddesses. They picked up one, but it was so hard they could not break it or they could not change it. They went to second and prepared it, and a beautiful goddesses came out of it, and she was worshipped always within the temple. One day, the goddesses within the temple was, before sleep, heard somebody crying outside. And see the other stone is also crying. And he came, why you are crying? Now, both of us are here. People come and bind their laces, put on their shoes, keeping their legs on me, and you are getting garlands of flowers. You are getting everything, haldi, chandan, agur, everything. Nothing is for me. My dear, you remember, I could become a goddess, but you know how much of a strain I have taken to become that goddess's deity. They dug my body. There was a pain, and I was unable to tolerate that pain. But still then, I finally didn't succumb. I endured it, and now I am a goddess. So, what does the moral says? The moral says, if one-to-one entrepreneur, today everything available. As Manu was saying, everything under the sun can be financed. I assure you, if it does not violate the National Code on Security, if you prepare a refrigerator, you know that you have to take the permission from environment side. So, everything is possible we can do if we really are interested to convert our dreams. And that is how a bird sitting on a broken branch of a tree has no fear. Why? He knows the moment the branch will fall down, I can fly. So you should create that environment. Be in touch with the banks, DIC, OSFC, SIDCO, or for that matter, technical skills wherever available, and have your organization, have your dream realized. All the best to all of you. Thank you.